Welcome to the House of Kittens, everyone. This is Fucat, and today we are playing Fate. So this is an 8-bit retro-style horror game that takes place in the 1980s, and the concept is based off of an exorcism, and you play as a priest, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. What caught my interest into playing this was based off of a Puppet Combo retweet. Apparently there's a Power Drill Massacre Easter egg in this game, but not in this. It's gonna be in the sequel to this. But I'm gonna give this a shot anyway, just to see what other Easter eggs they have. And just read up on the story. So I have played the first couple of minutes of this, so I am familiar with this first few areas. Not familiar with the inside of the house, though. Yeah, and that happens too. Sound design's pretty copacetic. It takes me back to like the first Legend of Zelda game. You're invited. Come celebrate Nate and Jason's 6th birthday. Saturday, May 3rd, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Directions, turn right at 1338 Snake Meadow, Hill Road, and go straight past the well. And it has a really ferocious looking clown. Alright. Wonder if that clown's gonna have any sort of appearance in the game. That would be neat. Does look pretty intimidating. What is that thing? Why does it keep freaking pursuing me? Alright. I just know that this place is randomly generated, and you just have to go fetch for notes. I don't know if you can go straight for the key for this. But I'm just gonna take different directions until I find some notes, and I guess the key too. That thing needs to leave me alone. You're not doing anything to me. Yeah, I wonder what that monster is. Can't wait to figure that out. Hopefully no one's gonna like brag about it in the comments like people usually do. That gets really annoying after a while. It's like the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff all over again. But there's probably not a huge fan base to this, so I don't have to worry too much about it. So here's one thing that I can get. Bob, the kids and I miss you more every day. The twins and Amy have started their next school year here at home. Amy keeps asking when she's going to be allowed to go to real school. I think she's getting cabin fever. The twins are having no problems occupying their time. Yesterday they came with their hands covered in blood. I guess they found a dead deer and thought it would be a good idea to touch it. I think we might have a coyote problem because when I went out with them to look at the dead deer, it was a pretty gruesome sight. All of this was just a day after the twins' birthday party. Can't wait till you come home. What if it's something else? Maybe a panther? Maybe a bobcat? Maybe even a bear? Could be any of those. I just named like 3 of the animals that are pretty much patrolling this area right now. We do have animals like this around our territory in this house. It's kind of terrifying. Haven't spotted one though, but it has been said that they are around. I think I had a brief sighting of the bobcat. Haven't seen the bear. It's a black bear. Now, the bear is probably the most terrifying part. Like, I do have bear spray, but apparently that only works 90% of the time. So I'm definitely going to need a gun. Excuse me? Can you interact with the deer corpse now? No, we can't. Interesting. Wasn't expecting a dead deer right there. Death of a deer. Yeah, pretty slow gameplay. You can't sprint or anything. Just gonna keep going left until I see another note. Yeah, it seems pretty long when it comes to just going through the map. There we go. And we'll interact with this note. The Martin's house lies about 100 yards off the Snake Road Meadow Road, and there is almost no driveway. Trees just out in the middle of the gravel path that it's mostly covered in grass. It was difficult to find the house, especially since it was already dark when we arrived. Father Allred seemed to know where he was going. He simply drove straight ahead until he arrived at the house. In the headlights, I saw an old shed off to the right of the path. Father Allred explained that he would rather perform the exorcism away from the house, but the Martins insisted that Amy remain inside. He complained that having the family present makes it difficult to proceed with the elements of the rite that may seem harsh to the layperson. So we got the key. Just saved, I think. There's a little save icon on the bottom left. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and go back to the house. Which is probably going to take a while because they probably want me to go look for all the notes. Yeah, we've already been here. What if I just go straight all the way through? No, it's probably just going to leave me back here. That's how it generates. So you have to take different directions every time. Which is really unfortunate. Really going to have to deal with this rake monster. That thing's like going a little bit faster than before. Not liking that. Okay, this is a new area. Don't think any of these are interactable. Think this is, though, if I last remember. Freak! I didn't do that fast enough. Oh, here we go. We're at the house already. I skipped some of the notes, but I'll get to them at the end of the game. I just want to go straight to the game already. To the end of this. Mr. and Mrs. Martin greeted us at the front porch. Mr. Martin led us downstairs to the basement, explaining that Amy was down there in restraints. And I felt for him. There was guilt and shame in his voice. Amy was in the very back at the attic, in a chair perfectly calm, staring at us. It is hard to describe the look on her face. It was not the kind of look a child gives you. Yeah, that music that was going on, that reminds me a lot like the Pokemon Gold and Silver Tower theme. Alright. So I guess that was Amy that was just flying through the window earlier. Yeah, she is highlighted in purple here. Alright. Can we interact with this coat? It's like anything that's not like a orange-like color makes me think that you have to interact with it. And so far it doesn't look like you can interact with anything in here. You can't interact with that plant, maybe. Let's go ahead and see. I love this plant. It made me feel like home. I don't know. You can probably interact with this. Well, that's pretty. You got like a red Grim Reaper with pyramid head. Alright. Is this a pumpkin? Well, we can't do anything with it. And we can go down to the basement. I think that's what they were talking about earlier, right? Nothing to interact with here. As far as it looks like. Can we interact with this? Oh, no. That's not what I intended, but alright. Dear Amy, thanks for writing. It really brightened my day hearing from you. In your letter, you asked what's the weirdest thing I've seen as a missionary. The area we are working in has a lot of folks who practice Quimbamba. It's what you might call a pageant religion. It's kind of a mix of Catholic and African religions. One of the saints they worship in San La Mirita, or Saint Death. Yesterday we talked to a boy about 15. When we asked him if he had ever prayed, he said no. But I have prayed to San La Marta. He told us about a time when he stayed over at his cousin's house, and according to him, they prayed to some figures of Saint La Mara. The figures made things in the house move around. He got real quiet and scared looking after that. We told him we could pray to God and that God wouldn't make him feel scared like that. Invited him to church, but he hasn't come yet. I don't like when it does the dash thing. You know, they ran out of space, so what can you do? I need to wrap this letter up and get back to work. See you in 4 months, Layton. I'm gonna get some comments and dislikes. People are gonna tell me, do you have dyslexia? I've gotten so many comments about that. No, I don't have dyslexia. Just some days I have a hard time reading, some days I don't. Especially since I'm feeling lethargic right now. Amy's parents could not endure witnessing the proceedings of the rite for long. Mrs. Martin was hysterical, and the thing that was inside Amy was feeding off of the fear. Father Allred asked me to take the Martins upstairs. I was physically worn out, but managed to get them back up the stairs into the kitchen. Amy was screaming, "Mother, Mother," the whole time. Finally, I got them to sit down with me at the kitchen table. After a few minutes, we couldn't hear much of anything down in the basement, so I went to check on things. I found Father Allred lying on his back, unconscious, with his arms spread out wide. Amy was not in the chair. Okay. So I'm sure we have to interact with this, with the crucifix.
She is here.
That was awesome. Did you see that? I wasn't expecting a cutscene like that. I guess I was the only one who thought to check in the attic. When I got up there, it was freezing cold. I found Amy standing in the back, looking straight at me, like when I was first met her downstairs. We spoke briefly, although it was frustrating to talk to her, or it. I experienced a bit of deception from the demon. During our conversation she uttered my mother's name, and in other instances spoke perfect Latin. I called for help from the others, but nobody came, so I raised my crucifix and began to write again. Okay, so apparently she is around right now. So can we interact with this in any way? Oh, we can. Bob must be stationed somewhere in the Middle East because he sent over this weird-looking doll for Amy's birthday. I'll ask Anish about it next time we have book club. She looks like she could be from over there. Amy didn't seem excited to see the doll. I think she would rather have a phone instead, or maybe seeing a baby doll makes her feel self-conscious about working at a clinic. Alright. Excuse me? Okay. Just want to see this for a second. Don't bother me. I don't feel safe in my own home anymore. I hear voices outside around the house at night. I don't let the twins go out in the woods to play because I'm afraid of what's out there. The house itself feels stressed, distorted, slanted somehow. It's like I'm walking through a carnival funhouse. Amy's condition has only gotten worse. I can't stand to be around her, and I don't know why. She just doesn't seem like herself anymore. I want to take her to the doctor, but I can't leave the boys here. I find that the phone stops working throughout the day, and now I can't seem to find my car keys. Thank God Bob comes home tomorrow. Isn't that fortunate for you? Did Bob ever come home? That's what I want to wonder. I wonder if we can interact with any of this stuff. It's like she really got a workout routine going on here. So what do? Do I just go down to the basement? Because she did throw me back upstairs. Yeah, it feels like Legend of Zelda. With the Forest Temple. Just gonna be wandering around. I'll just make my way back there before she kills me. Yeah, it's a very slow-paced game. But I'm liking it so far. It's a really interesting game. Maybe I get here in this area? No? What do I do then? I really don't know what to do. Do I just... I'm just gonna fight her off, see what happens.
I heard a door open upstairs.
Okay. Go ahead and go upstairs then. I'm like unintentionally making some progress. It's not the way that I want it to turn out, it just turns out like that, apparently. It's been happening a lot in these playthroughs recently. It's kind of funny. Think I have the luck inside me. Oh yeah, we have to go up to the attic, right? Oh yeah, it is open. Go ahead and check that out. Yeah, I guess we had to fight her off. I mean, that wasn't really too bad. Karen, the church might contact you in a few days to tell you their version of what happened to me. I want you to hear it from me first. A year ago, I was involved in an exorcism of Amy Martin. When they said in the papers about what happened isn't true, she, my superior, father, when I confronted her, she managed to cut the power to the house and her own parents with her own. I have to go back to that house. The nightmares I'm having are real. She's still there, waiting for me. I can still help her. If I don't come back, know that I love you and I'm sorry. John. There's a lot of character names here. Really hard for me to keep up.
My God, what happened to you? Do you think my face is pretty? I have to finish what I started. She's my priest.
Alright. I'm like up close. Whatever. I'll just be up close and do this. Probably not the safest thing to do. Alright, so that thing is coming after me. Am I supposed to avoid it? Yeah, I'm probably supposed to avoid it. Alright. Just a few steps. Okay. Let me finish my task for a second. Then we can deal with each other later. Wow, I'm not making any progress because this thing keeps chasing me. Maybe I have to take, like, big gaps. Yeah, like, with you not being able to sprint, that just makes it more of an issue, but, you know, what can you do? There has to be a way to beat it. Wow, this is taking a while. Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay, so this is essentially the same thing as what we were dealing with earlier, but I have to dodge her. Okay, I'm gonna have to use two hands for this. I've been using, like, one hand the entire time. Oh, wait, that was it. Alright, remember, I'm gonna have to use it afterwards. Alright, see, right here, and move. Oh, she's going way too fast now. It's no fair. Alright, quit. Alright, I gotta be really fast at this. I think I'm making a din out of her right now. There we go. Oh, what? What am I supposed to do there? Don't use up all of that time. Doesn't seem like the smartest thing to do. Oh. Of course. If I'm in her seal, then I'm gonna die. Trial and error. Oh, what? No, you're not gonna let your minions at me. Ha. Gotcha. I'm not even pointing at her. Okay. She just jumped out of the window. I think that's the opposite of what happened in the Exorcist movie. I think the priest jumped out, right? It's a very gruesome scene. That's what I last remembered, at least. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Alright, so I guess... Do I go to the back door? That's where she jumped out to. Kill her. There's a shotgun right there. Well, let me see. Can I go to the back door? Yeah, there's like a door right here. That's where she jumped off to. I can't interact with it like that. So we're gonna have to go get the shotgun. I want to kill her. That's gonna like bring up a dolorous ending. Or at least that's what I would think. Okay. So let's see if we can go to the back now. Maybe it just magically unlocks. Or maybe not. So I am familiar that there are a couple of endings to this, but I don't want to shoot her straight away because I just feel like that's an obvious bad ending. So what I'm gonna do is... I think I'm gonna go look for that white monster that was pursuing me. Just because it's been trying to kill me the entire time. Like, I don't know what that is. So I might as well just go look for that and shoot it because maybe that is a good ending. One of her minions. Oh my gosh. I don't know. No, I still want to go with the white monster. I feel that I should do that. That thing was trying to kill me the entire time. Like, those things, it didn't, like, chase after me just now. So why would I kill it? It's being innocent at the moment. I want to kill that one white monster, just because it's been trying to kill me for, like, 100 times. I don't know if it's... Maybe it's down in this road? Because the road up there leads to... What's-her-face? Amy. Yeah, there are a couple more roads here. This is kind of interesting. It's sort of just like a led path to, like, different endings. I like that. Oh, this goes straight back to my car. What if I just leave? Straight away we get him. I like how the developer's name popped up there.
I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him I will trust. I shall not be afraid of the terror in the night, nor the evil that walketh in darkness. Because I have made the Lord my refuge. Because I have set my love upon him, therefore will he deliver me. I shall call upon him and he will answer me. He will be with me in trouble. He will deliver me and honor me. I can't explain what happened at that house. I can only have faith that I did the right deed.
Game over, ending 5 of 5, when faith endures. Alright, my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna have to read this really fast. Police animal experts investigate chupacabra remains near Sterling. Sterling PD is enlisting the help of a local animal experts from the University of Connecticut. After the remains of an unidentified animal were found near Sterling, the remains of an animal, which some residents are calling a chupacabra, were discovered on Snake Meadow Hill Road. By a motorist yesterday, the animal had apparently been struck by a vehicle and parts of the carcass were scattered across the road. Police say they initially investigated the gruesome scene because of the motorist who discovered the remains had told them they appeared to be of a person. After arriving at the scene, police concluded that the remains were of some kind of animal. As a matter of public safety, we want to be sure about what exactly we're dealing with here, said a Sterling police spokesman. This is clearly not a deer or a coyote. If it's a mountain lion or an exotic pet that escaped from its owner, or an animal with rabies, we need to know about it. Animal experts attached to the investigation would not speculate about what kind of animal had been found, although they commented that the animal was hairless, anemic, and apparently suffered from the rickets, a vitamin D deficiency that appeared in the animal in children who have not received enough sunlight. Oh, and it just takes you back here so we can get the other endings. Well, unfortunately for me, I'm gonna have to start the game completely over because my battery is about to die, unfortunately, so... Okay. So I'll catch you guys back. Okay, so here's Amy. Most certain this is a bad ending. Yeah, it has to be. It's like there's still a good side to her. It's not like she's permanently possessed. Either way, I'm probably gonna get involved with the police. Or she could come back alive and kill me. Not too sure. The demon could get out of the body and attack me as a ghost. Game over, ending 1 of 5, murder. I'm really concerned. Like, people not gonna hesitate that this is a bad ending? It's like, this is everyone's first choice? I'd be really concerned. Police arrest man accused of murdering missing girl. A New York man is in custody after he confessed to a murder of a Sterling girl who had been missing. John Ward of Pelamra was pulled over on Snake Meadow Hill Road last night after a state trooper reported hearing a gunshot. The officer thought it might be poachers. The officer said Ward was acting nervous and suspicious after being pulled over. When questioned, Ward reportedly said, "I've killed her." According to the police report, the officer called for backup after Ward became increasingly upset, saying repeatedly that there was a demon inside her. Ward was taken to Sterling Police Headquarters for further questioning. Ward then confessed to authorities that he shot and killed Amy Martin, the 17-year-old girl who had been missing for 9 days after escaping from a mental institution. After a brief search, police located Amy's body in the woods near the now abandoned Martin home. In addition to receiving a gunshot wound to the stomach, Amy showed injuries suggesting that she had been thrown out of the second-story window of the house, which is her fault. An officer who helped recover the body told reporters that Amy's face had been mutilated in a very brutal manner. Ward was found dressed as a priest when he was pulled over. It is suspected that he has impersonated a priest to gain his victim's trust after Catholic authorities in Rome confirmed that Ward was not an ordained minister. And the rest of the missing article is missing. Gosh. Just a couple of misnomers there. Even saying that was just a misnomer. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out these other endings. Alright, this one I had to go for the corner for because he just runs away. Yeah, now we killed Amy's minion. And I'm most certain this is also a bad ending as well.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. I shall not be afraid.
I was killed by that white thing. Game over. Ending 2 of 5, father and son. Esteemed Cardinal Gifford, with all due respect, you cannot grasp the importance of the work I am doing for young Michael without being present here. Michael needs my help now more than ever. And in the past few weeks, I have made great progress with Michael's affliction. Nevertheless, whatever darkness is inside of him fights back, and with increasing ferocity. We must not let up the fight against the enemy at such a critical time. There is another reason why I do not dare return Michael to his family, nor let him see him. And the darkness inside of the afflicts his soul, but it also causes a terrible strain on his body, so that there may not be no mistaking what I mean. I have enclosed a photograph of young Michael during one of the sessions. Photograph is missing. Do I have to go look for that? Alright, I'm gonna shoot this thing. It looks like a running squirrel. It's probably not what that is. I just have really bad eyesight. There's a dead tree. Can I shoot that? Probably not. Man, it looks like it's almost broken, so what if I did shoot it? I am aware that there is a deer, so I'm assuming that you have to shoot the deer. I don't know if there's like a 6 ending. Probably not. Okay, so here's the car. So now we'll see this ending. See where it leads us to. Well, we got the red triple K here. What's going on? Highway to Hell? Game over. Ending 3 of 5, The Offering. Hello, Amy. I am sorry to hear about your parents' decision. It's hard for people to trust what they do not understand. I know you are only 17, but you are clearly an adult and you are able to handle your own life. Do not let your mom and dad stop you from following your dreams. If there is anything I can do to help you, just let me know. We are having a get-together at the clinic Saturday night, and I would love for you to stop by. We still consider you a part of the team. Even if your mom and dad do not, we hope to see you there. Gary. Still need to read up on these characters like Gary and Layton. I probably skipped some notes, that's why I don't know them. And possibly the last one. Alright. Really interested to see what this is all about.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. I shall not be afraid of the terror.
And boom. Deer cut in the headlights. What? That was the weirdest ending yet. Game over. Ending 4 or 5, The Hunter. Unidentified body discovered near wrecked car. The site of a deadly car accident was discovered along a road near Sterling this morning, along with the body of a person who has not yet been identified. At 6 a.m. this morning, a resident called to report an accident along Snake Meadow Hill Road. The driver of a silver sedan had swerved off the road and struck a tree. A spokesman for the police commented that the body appeared to have been dragged several yards away from the car deeper into the woods after having been ejected from the front windshield. It was noted that the body had been mangled beyond recognition. Investigators suspect this was probably the work of coyotes. Police also noted that parts of a cleaned white-tailed deer were found in the trunk of the car. From a white-tailed deer, a hunter typically gets 75 pounds of meat. However, this appears the victim of the accident was only able to carry 25 pounds back to the car. So that was Faith. The storyline is still befuddling me, but that's because I am missing a little bit of information that I was supposed to read earlier throughout the game. So I am going to go ahead and dive back in for that. And sound design, as I said, is copacetic. It's just, it reminds me a lot like the first Legend of Zelda game, because believe it or not, that game actually scared me due to the sound design. And it's a lot similar to this one, so I'd say if this game was like made back in the 80s, this would definitely be one of the most terrifying games. And just that cutscene, I've never expected a cutscene like that, just based off a game that looks like this. So yeah, just something that's abrupt, so really caught me off surprise there. And don't think there's anything else to talk about. I just need to go back in here and then maybe I can talk more about the storyline. But I probably can't do it in this video, so I'm just going to leave it in the description below if I have more thoughts on this game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this playthrough of Faith, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay awesome, kitty saviors.